Hi, this is Cheryl Gallant, your Conservative Member of Parliament for the ethical hunting riding of Renfrew-Nipissing-Pembroke. Trudeau's hand-picked, radically left senators are at it again. When they're not busy trying to kill a tax cut for farmers, these socialist senators are voting against tougher sentences for gun criminals. On Tuesday, senators were voting on amendments to Bill C-21, Trudeau's bill to destroy private property. Senators appointed by Stephen Harper and Paul Martin introduced several amendments to increase penalties for people who commit crimes with firearms. The Trudeau senators voted together to kill each amendment. These socialist senators are absolutely committed to forcing through Trudeau's sinister law. But just when we thought it was bad enough, the Liberals have found a new way to punish Canadians. 2 weeks ago, the Trudeau-funded reporters working at La Presse broke the law. They illegally altered a firearm magazine, enabling it to carry 30 rounds. It's a crime in Canada to possess a 30-round magazine. Canadian law restricts magazines to 5 rounds for most magazines designed for a semi-automatic centerfire long gun, or 10 rounds for most handguns. The journalist even told the police what he did. He won't be charged. Now, the new Minister for Public Safety says that under Bill C-21, the government will have the power to prohibit what are known as riveted magazines. A riveted magazine is one with a rivet or a screw inserted into the magazine to limit the number of bullets it will hold. Now, if a reporter intentionally removes a rivet to increase the magazine capacity, then he's in possession of a prohibited magazine. La Presse removed a rivet and pretended this was some huge scandal. And in response to legacy media lawlessness, the minister told the same reporter the Liberals would make a regulation prohibiting these magazines. The minister also made sure to explain there's no grandfather clause. Anyone in possession of a riveted magazine would have to turn them into police or risk going to jail. This is not being covered by the English legacy media. It's also one of those stories that can slip by people who do not own firearms because they don't realize the scale of what the Liberals are proposing. These magazines are common. If the Liberals go ahead and pass this regulation, it will likely mean nearly 2 million Canadians will become criminals overnight. One of Trudeau's favorite lines of misinformation when he admonishes that no one uses an AR to hunt deer, the reason for this is a perfect example of misinformation because it's generally true, but intentionally misleading. Responsible hunters don't use AR-15s to hunt deer because it's unethical to hunt large animals with low-caliber rifles. Unfortunately, for some deer on Sydney Island in BC, Justin Trudeau and Parks Canada didn't get the memo on ethical hunting. A part of Sydney Island is a national park. The park has a problem with an invasive species of European fallow deer, which hurts the white-tailed deer indigenous to the area. A decision was made to cull the approximately 200 European fallow deer. Now, instead of seeking out local hunters to responsibly identify and remove the fallow deer, Parks Canada cocked its weapon from a different angle. Parks Canada has received approval from the RCMP to permit contractors to use AR-15s with suppressors from helicopters to slaughter the deer. This is what a fallow deer looks like. This is what a white-tailed deer looks like. And this is what they both look like from a helicopter. No one needs an AR-15 to hunt deer, except Justin Trudeau. Buried in the Liberals' latest fiscal update was Trudeau's latest bribe to the media. 5 years ago, the newspaper lobbyist asked for and received a 5-year tax credit equal to about $15,000 per journalist. The newspaper lobby said it would be a temporary tax credit. Thanks to Liberal threats, news was removed from Facebook, and the legacy media lost even more money. So the newspaper lobby asked for and received a new expanded tax credit worth over $30,000 per journalist. That's money that could help Canadians struggling to afford food or electricity. The Liberals claim this is to prevent journalists from being laid off. Except it's a lie, and I can prove it. We know this is not about helping journalists because the Liberals made the tax credit retroactive to the start of last year. Now, in September, the owner of our local Metroland newspapers laid off 68 journalists. They were laid off in September, but the salary paid between January and September is eligible for the credit. That means the Liberals will cut a check worth over $500,000 to the sole multimillionaire owner of the Metroland newspapers as a rebate for salary paid to journalists he laid off. Trudeau is giving hundreds of thousands of dollars to a multimillionaire, and much of the rest of this money will go to the U.S. hedge fund that owns Post Media. It's almost a perfect symbol of what the so-called Liberal Party has become under Justin Trudeau. The Liberals say they want to just help the press, then give hundreds of millions of dollars to wealthy investors who bought dying newspapers. Every time the Liberals say they want to do something, they end up stuffing millions of your tax dollars into the pockets of millionaires. Which political party do you think they donate to? Live from Ottawa, this is Cheryl Gallant.